Hey everybody, it's your Pratte Pack. I had to return before we get ready to head to KDK Radio for some stuff later today to talk about the Fleming family from Monaca. Now you have to understand, growing up just across that 9th Street Bridge and a few miles beyond in Dockery Township in New Brighton, there were certain names that people would tell me about, and it was folklore as far as who they were and what they were doing in various sporting events. And I know it was only a couple of miles away, but you have to understand, back then, a separation of even 5 miles seemed like basically going coast to coast. But just those names that jumped out. And I remember talking to my crew growing up, the original Brighton boys, about people like Bunky Fleming and Brucey Fleming and those great Rochester Monaca games that I was very fortunate later in life when I became a broadcaster, mainly doing play-by-play in Eastern Ohio. But it was a rare exception that then Jeff Hathorn and I had a chance to do a Rochester Monaca game. It was incredible. I had never seen anything like it in my life. And a man who was famous for playing at Monaca, but also, well, folks, he had those tailgate parties that were pretty popular at his house just across the street from the football field along the Ohio River. John Marchand and I were talking last night. And you know, I'm so busy at the speed of light, and I've been going that way pretty much most of my life. I was saddened to find out that the Flemings, well, mother, the really driving force of those 5 sons, she raised them by herself, passed away on Tuesday at the age of 80. Viewing's going to take place today at my buddy Mark Iddings Simpson's funeral home. I just want to talk a little bit about this incredible woman. She was employed at the Celtic Reds Athletic Club for 40 years. Now, let me say this to Bunky and Bruce. How did I never meet her? And you know, that's one of the places in Beaver County that I've always wanted to go to. I know they've got a new location now, but I've just heard so many amazing things about it. But if I would have known she was there talking sports, I would have become a member a long time ago. You know, I get tired of hearing myself talk, and a lot of times I just love to listen to other people talk, and she would have been a joy. I have to believe that. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and let me just say to Frank Bunky and his lovely wife, who I have known for a long, long time, who I have a lot of respect for, and to Bobby and Brooke, Marcy, Bruce, Brian, Lori, the entire Fleming family. I'm so sorry to hear the loss of your mother. What an amazing woman she must have been, and more importantly, such a rich part of Monaca and the history. And yes, she was born in Rochester, so it's that Rochester Monaca thing, right, folks? It just continues to go on. My thoughts and prayers go out to you, and just know this. Hey, when I met Bunky Fleming at the Beaver Valley Golf Club a few months back while I was doing some video work, and as I shook his hand, I don't think he had any idea how in awe I was of that man known as Bunky Fleming and Bruce. Incredible people. Usher at St. John's Church many years ago, and I remember shaking his hand and realizing who he was. I was very proud to meet him. So, Mrs. Fleming, you can be sure you've left a lasting legacy. Good afternoon, everyone, from your Pratte Pack.